So now that we have started with Node, let us see how do we run a backend server in Node. So the purpose of a backend server, as we discussed, was to serve the backend for our mobile and web applications. And to create a backend server, we will use the module named Express. Express is one of the most popular web frameworks in Node. And to install Express, we will say npm install Express. So we can go to our Visual Code and in the terminal, just type in npm install Express. And once we click enter, we will be able to install it. Once we have installed our Express, then there is a bit of boilerplate code which we will just type in and run. And the purpose of this is to create a server and make it listen on a port. So this is standard boilerplate code, and as part of it you can see we have given the access control allow origin and access control allow headers. So these are basically referred to as CORS, which allow the browser to use cross origin resource sharing. So ensure that you put in this code, and here we have defined our port as 2410 and we are listening on this port. So this is exactly the same code, and now if we go to our Node, we can run this file. How do we run it? Node student server.js, and it just gives us a Node app listening on port 2410. So that's what we have printed in the console. So that is what's happened. So we have created a very basic server and it is now listening on port 2410. Next, typically the way the communication between the backend and the front end, say a React application or a web application on the front end talks to the server, is through REST APIs. And there are four typical kinds of APIs: get, post, put, delete. And these are the APIs that we will implement in our Node server so that we can use it. So get is to request data from the server for the specified resource. So whenever we want to fetch data from the server, we typically use a get request. Post is to send data to the server to create a resource. So for example, we want to create the details of a new student, a new product, we will use post. Put is to update. So if you want to edit some details, that is put, and delete is used to delete a resource. So these are the APIs we will implement in Node, and as we go along in this video lesson, you will see how we will implement it. The other thing we will do is to test and run this API. We will use a tool, Postman. Postman is a popular API client that makes it easy to create, share and test APIs. Allows users to create and save HTTP requests and read their responses. So whatever response comes from the server, it displays it in an easy, friendly manner. And you can go ahead and download and install it from www.postman.com. So now what we will do is we will just create a very simple API. So let's say we create a simple API, app.get, and let's say we say /server/test. So this is the way we will code it. So app.get, it's a get request. This is the path or the URL of that get request, /server/test. And let's say we say respond.send test response. So we just send a very simple response here. Let me restart the server. So we have restarted the server. Now I want to test this, so I will go to my Postman and let's create a collection in which, what do we want to do? We want to get, the port was localhost :2410 /server/test. This is our path. It's a get type of a request. And now when I send it, what is the response we get? We get it as test response. So this was the response we had set in our code, test response, and that is what we have gotten. If you want to test it further and see this is the response, let me restart the server. And now if I go to node and send it again, we get the test response 1, 2, 3, 4. So this tells us that our server and the postman, they are working fine. And now with this knowledge, let's go ahead and now implement some REST APIs. Create a server that serves the REST APIs, get server / students. So when we call this, it will give us the details of all the students, and this is our base URL. So here we have created a module student-data.js, which has an array of students, which is exporting as module.exports.students data. So how do we use it? Let's use it here. So let's say let students data. What was the name? Students data. And I can destructure it. Is equal to require, and what was the name? Student data.js. So now we have that students data. So now what can we do? We can say app.get, what was the path? /server /students. If I go back and check, we want /server /students. Function request comma response. And what should we send in response? We will just send students data. So we send this entire array back to as the response to this GET request. Let's restart the server. And if we go to Postman, and let me now change it to /server /students, we can see we have gotten this array. So this is the array, and in this we have gotten all the values. So this array as a JSON has been sent to as the response to the GET request. Next, what do we want to implement? Get /server /student /ID. So given the ID of the student, we want to send the details of that specific student. So how do we implement it? So let's just write here. I will delete this test. We don't need it. App.get /server /students /ID. So we are getting a parameter here which will come in ID. So this is how we get our route parameters. So these are referred to as route parameters. Function request comma response. First, let's get our ID. Let ID is equal to request.params.id. So this will give us the ID. Once we have gotten the ID, we need to find the details of that student. So let's say let student is equal to students data dot find st such that st dot, let's just look at the data. So ID, st dot id is equal to ID. That is what we want to find. And here remember that any parameter that we get from a route parameter is a string. What is the type of ID here? It's a number. So let's just put a plus here. So now we get student here. So we can just say response dot send student. Let's run the server again. And let's say we want to get student ID 19 and 18, Charles and Bill. So let's go to our postman, students slash 18. If I send it, you can see we have just gotten this JSON for student 18. If I make it 19, I get this. Let me give some other, say 251. Now there is no student with that ID. So here we need to handle this error because this did not return it. So how do we handle the error? So typically the HTTP status for a successful response is 200 OK. So if we go to our here and run it for say 19, you can see this 200 OK. So this is the standard response and it got an standard response of 200 OK. Then there are client side errors where there is a bad request, unauthorized is 401, forbidden is 403, 404 is not found. So not found anything matching. In this case, the ID, we did not find anything matching. So how would we handle it? Let's go back. We can say if student, then send this. Else what we can say? Response dot status 404 dot send no student found. Let's run this again. So for 19 we get the student. Now if I put in 251, what do we get? We get 404 not found and the message is no student found. So this is how we can give the error message. So we are sending the status. If you're not just sending the status, we just saying response.send, then it is 200. Otherwise we have set the status code and we have sent the message. Next, what do we want? Get /server /students /course /name. So given the name of the course, we want all the students for that course. So let's go ahead and implement it. App.get. Again, what would be the path? /server /students /course /name. Function request response. Now let's get the name. Name is equal to request.params.name. Next, what do we want to do? Let's filter the students. So let's say or we want to get an array const arr1 is equal to students data dot filter st such that st dot, what's the name of the field? It is course. st dot course is equal to name. Once we have gotten it, what we can just say is response dot send arr1. In this case, we don't need to do an error handling because if a course has no students, then it will give us an empty array. Here was an error, so let's correct it and let me restart the server. Let's go back and test it. So we have students, course, let's say React. And we get all the students whose course is React. Let's say we give it JS. So we get all the students whose course is JS. Let's give say Android. And we get an empty array. So this is working fine. So this is how we have used our route parameters to create these GET requests. Next, what do we want to implement? Get /server /students question mark course is equal to React. So question mark is query parameters. So we are getting a query parameter here. So how do we use query parameters? So first, which path will it come in? It will come in this path. So this is the path where we get our /server/students. And now we will need to get our query parameter here. So how do we get the query parameter? So to get the query parameter, let me say let course is equal to request dot query dot course. So I can get the query parameter now. And once I have gotten the query parameter, I need to do exactly what we did in the course name. So we'll filter it. So I can say const arr1 is equal to students data dot filter st such that st dot course is equal to course. And what we will do is, so instead of sending data, we will send arr1. Now let's run this. So let me restart the server. Students question course is equal to say JS. That's the, and we get all the responses. If I say make it say React, then I get React. Let me make it say Android. I get an empty array. But as we are aware, the parameter is optional. So if I make it like this, what do I get? Again, instead of giving me all the students, it's given me an empty array. So why has this happened? Let's go ahead and fix it. Because in that case, the course would have been an empty course. So what we should do here is also, let's just put a console.log to check it first. So we are in get /server/students, and let me also print the request.query. Let me restart the server. So I get these details, and if we look here, we get course is JS. So this value here is JS, which is working fine. If I send, then what it is an empty JSON. So course here will be undefined, and which is why this filter did not work. So what I should do is I should say let arr1 is equal to students data if course. So if course is truthy, then what do I want to do? I want to say arr is equal to 1 is equal to arr1 dot filter. So then I will filter it. Otherwise, I don't need to filter it, and hence my student data comes back. Let's test it, whether this will work. Course is equal to JS. So I get all for JS. React, I get React. Android is empty string. And if I don't give the course, then what do I get? I get all my students. This is exactly what we wanted. So this is how we implemented it. Next, what do we want to do? /server/students ? Course is equal to React, Node.js. So the course has comma separated. It can have multiple values. So this is also one of the standard ways that we define our parameters. So in this case, what it is telling us that course can have a value and it can have one or more values in it separated by comma. So how should we handle it? Let's go ahead and modify it. So let's call it course string here. Now once we get the course string, let's create our course array. is equal to course str dot split with the comma. So this will give us the, and when should we do it? So let us just put a constraint if course str. So if the course string is truthy, then we will do this. So we get the course array. Now once we have gotten the course array, we need to run a filter. So how should we filter it now? There could be multiple values. So we should say st such that course array dot find c1 such that c1 is equal to st dot course. So we are saying filter it such that for a student we find the c1. There is a c1 here in this course array such that it matches the st dot course, the student's course. So that's a filter, and let's go ahead and run it. Let's first run it for course is equal to JS. So that's working fine. Let me make it JS comma React. So we get React JS, and if we check here, course was JS comma React. So this is working perfectly fine. Let's test our third case. We don't give this parameter. That should also work. And we can see we are getting all our students here. So this is working fine. Let me give it more values. Question mark course is equal to React comma JS comma say node. So it should work for this also. So we are getting React, Node, JS, and this also seems to be working fine. Next, what do we have? Get slash server slash students question mark grade is equal to A. So there could be another query parameter named grade, which could have the values say A, B, C, D, whatever are the grades. And we could use them with course. So there could be a course and a grade. There could be a grade or any such combination. So how do we implement it? If we look at our data, so we have the grade value. Grade can be A, B, C, D. So here we get the course. We can similarly say let grade, and let's say grade will only be 1. So query dot grade. Here we can now use grade. So we can say if grade. So we have filtered on the course string. So if grade, then what do we do? ARR1 is equal to ARR1 dot filter st such that st dot grade is equal to grade. And now we can send it. So this, if grade also exists, it will filter that. Let's test it out. Let's restart the server. And grade is equal to A. So we get grade A. This is fine. Let's make it say grade B. This is also fine. And if we check here, so we get course and grade. Let's test it where we don't give the course, we only give the grade. Will that work fine? So we get grade B. And this seems to be working fine. And student should also work, and we should get the whole array, which is what we are getting here. So this seems to be working absolutely fine. Next, we have another query parameter, sort. So this will tell us whether to sort the data by name or course. So we could have sort, we could have grade, and we could have course. So sort has only two optional values, name and course. So how would we implement it? So let's say let We should write it here. Sort is equal to dot query dot sort. So let's say we say if sort is equal to name, then what do we need to do? We will need to sort this on name. So arr1 dot sort, it will take two students, st1 comma st2 to st1 dot name dot locale compare st2 dot name. So that should be our sort, and sorts that array, so they should work fine. Similarly, if sort is course, then we should sort it on the basis of course. Let's test it. So let's simply say sort is equal to name. So we get Amy, Anita, Anna, Bill, Bob. This seems to be working fine. Sort is equal to course. So we get Angular, JS. So this is working fine. Let me just say and grade is equal to B. So we get Bob, then Sam. So it is based on course, sorry. So we get Angular, JS, and then React. If we make it name, so we get Anita, Anna, Bob, Duke, Pam, Sam, Steve. So this seems to be working fine, and we can also put course is equal to say React comma node. So we just get one option. Let me add say JS also. So we get JS, they're sorted by name, and this is working fine. So this was the API we wanted to create. So this is working absolutely fine, and that is the value we're getting in sort, grade, and the course.